Man, I think it came down to film study, a lot of preparation, great coaches. They put us in, great positions, and then confidence. Not at all. I think versatility is a great thing. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. No, I did an unofficial with them or an informal. Yeah, most definitely. We talked, occasionally in the off season. He came down to Utah last year before his season. We watched a little bit of film with Coach Shaw, and we studied a little bit. I got to show him some of the things I've watched about his film from when he was at Utah, practice, in games. He's a good dude. Super focused, great technique. He's somebody that almost a mentee or a mentor for me. When I went to Utah, and somebody I really looked up to because I wanted to do the plan that he did 3 years and out, and here I am today. It's a lot of them. I watch a lot of guys. I like to get interceptions like Xavier Howard did, a few ago. Play with the ferociousness that Jalen Ramsey plays with, the technique that Jairi Alexander plays with, the versatility that Kenny Moore has. Great question. I think it starts off with just early on understanding just how to watch film. My first season, I thought I knew how to watch film, but I wasn't really watching. Had to go from watching personnel and specifics to watching formations to watching down and distance, and I, credit that to Coach Scally, Coach Shaw. They taught me how to watch film, man. And year three, I feel like I put it all together. Man, love the staff. I had the pleasure of meeting with them, and I think that would be a great fit.
Look, this is a really stacked cornerback class. What's something that makes you stand out among all the prospects here?
Man, I think I'm just ferocious, nasty. At Utah, we have a culture. Our acronym is RSMB: Relentless, Smart, Nasty Ball Hawks, and that's what I think that I am as a football player. I think that's what stands out about me, and I think that's what separates me from the rest of the guys. I think some of my strengths, were showed this year. My ball skills and things of that nature. At Utah, we played a lot of man. We sent a lot of pressure, which I was grateful for. Played a lot of zone, and we're one of the few teams in the Pac-12 that sends zone pressures. And so I think that that stands out as well on tape and gave me the comfort level that I have in any zone scheme, any man scheme, and I think that's what sticks out for me.
wanted to ask you just about your matchups against Jabril Pearson and just what that was like going up against him. And we got him a couple times. I just want to ask you about that.
Yeah, great question. It went back and forth. When you're going against the best of the best, that's how it should be. I got to see him twice. I was blessed to see him twice this year, and they're a great team. Caleb Williams, great quarterback. We won the championship, but he's a great football player.
What makes him difficult to cover about his game as far as
He's elusive. He takes his time in his route running. Super patient. You talk about the things that make a great DB, a patient DB, eye discipline. He combats that by being super patient as a receiver. He's not rushed. He takes his time. He knows he has a Heisman winner at quarterback, and man, they did everything that they could, and they were a great team, great competition, and my hat goes off to Jordan Addison.
do you prefer playing man or zone?
I like both. I think I've developed as a corner to where I can play both of them. I like to call myself a man coverage corner that has a specialty in zone, but I'm a matchup-oriented guy that has had a lot of success. A lot of interceptions come in zone because you have good eyes at the quarterback. But I will say I'm a man coverage corner. I'm sorry, what'd you say? I like them both. I like them both. A lot of my film's on the outside, but I got some film at slot corner as well.
You mentioned Xavier Howard. Have you studied him enough to pick up on certain things that he does to help him get off those picks?
Not in detail, but I know that a lot of that is because of his film study. I know that some of that comes from the zone coverage that he runs, him being able to bait quarterbacks and play with their eyes, manipulate their eyes. I think that's something that I tried to pick up, from not only him but other DBs as well in the league. The ability to be able to show one thing and do another, disguise your coverages is something that you can kind of fool quarterbacks and do a lot of different things with. Informally.
Is that with the Buccaneers?
Yep.
Was that informal?
I want to say informal.
So you know the biggest corner, like you certainly play like one. How do you make that happen for a guy that centers 6'4"?
I think it starts with the mindset. It starts with the confidence. The preparation is what I base my confidence on in God and in my preparation, man. And so I think I prepare with the best of them. And every single week I go out there, I think I'm the best guy on the field consistently. And so that don't matter if I'm going against, a guy that's 6'7" or a guy that's 5'9", my height. So I'm gonna line up and play.
Even starting since your freshman season, how were you able to get ready to be able to start executing right away and allow that to develop?
Man, it started with me just setting goals. I'm goal oriented. I like to write things down. I put everything in my little, cheap $1 spiral notebook from the 99-cent store, and I just write everything down. So it started with that my freshman year, and talked to the staff about it. I let them know, a brief summary of my goals, and everything aligned with what they wanted to do. And I started from game one, man, and I was just blessed that they trusted me as a player, as a person, and then they allowed me to continue to grow as a player and get to where I am now.
Have you written down some goals about this draft process specifically?
I've written down a lot of them. I can't tell all of them like I didn't before. A lot of people would have laughed, but I'm excited to show everybody though what I can do. Great player, super athletic. He has crazy good arm. Um, I'm mad that we lost that game still, but now he's a great player. Yeah, most definitely. Great leader. He's a great leader. He was a guy that I kind of, modeled my leadership after, and just modeled the way that I present to other players on the football team as well. Just a guy that came in and did everything right. He's a dude that you're going to see up there at 11 p.m., at 6 a.m., the first guy in, last guy out, and he modeled how to be a good leader, how to be a good football player, and how to be consistent. I would say, the things that I described Devin Lloyd as, that's what I want to bring to the NFL locker room. Consistency, hard work, dedication, and I'm going to try to be the best cornerback in the roster. Yes, sir. I can't remember. I believe it was informal.
Mark, this is a really deep and talented cornerback class. How do you differentiate yourself from the others in the draft process?
It starts off with the process, just literally respecting every part of it. I like to say my style of play is already on film. I'm a ferocious, nasty, relentless, smart, nasty ball hawk, and that's just what I do. No, sir. No, sir. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Man, honestly, I can't think of only two. I'd say three. Okay, three. Give me three. There was a game where I had actually three interceptions. I'd say Oregon State. You can go to that game. You can go to that game, but also I feel like a game that sums up my entire career was the championship game against USC this year. I feel like I put a lot of good stuff on film. It wasn't a game where I blew the stat sheet out the room, but it was a game that I was consistent. We played a myriad of different coverages from zone to man to blitzes. You've seen Coach Scalley's play calling. It really fluctuate and really play to our strengths, and I was something I was super grateful for.
Clark, if you could compare your game to some guys in the league, who are some guys that you kind of look up to that have really played now in the NFL? And then what are like two traits that you think like that you can really rest on and say like these are like some of the best traits that I have compared to most people on the team?
Man, great question. I would say Jairi Alexander, Kenny Moore. I like his versatility. I like his ability to move. But I bring up Jairi Alexander first just because of obviously the height, his elusiveness, the quickness, the cat-like quickness, the change of direction, and then just the dog mentality that I'm going to dominate the dude in front of me every single rep. I think his fierceness, his ferociousness is something that I look up to, and it's something that every single week that he plays, I look and I try to watch that game. So, yeah,
Was that formal or informal?
it was formal.
And what impressions do you have of Mike Tomlin after this?
It was great. It was great. Coach Tomlin is super great. It was one of my funner interviews. They talked about, everything from my childhood to who I am as a player, and I was super grateful for that.
Clark, have you met with the Cincinnati Bengals?
I haven't yet, not formally.
Are you going to meet with them at some point?
Yes, sir.
Clark, are you being taught to teams? Are they looking at you more of as inside, outside, being on the boundary, being in the nickel? Obviously, coming out, you had played on the outside. Do you feel that that's something you can bring with the team, being able
Most definitely. I think that's another thing that separates me from my class. A lot of guys can only play one thing, whereas I pride myself on being able to move inside, whether that be follow a guy. If he goes to the slot, the running back position, goes to center, I'm going with him. I feel like I can do that. And so I'm grateful for being able to have that versatility, but I think that's something that teams are going to value as well. We'll see, though.
And they said you haven't talked to them this year yet, but what do you like about their defense, especially their secondary when you came to the crib? What do you like about that?
I think it's a defense again that I can fit in, easily. Of course, everything's going to be new as a rookie. You're going to have a lot to learn. The playbook's going to be thick, but I look forward to every team that's interested in me as a player.
The Bengals defense, where you feel like you yourself specifically fit into that, like what sticks out or anything?
I think based on the teams that they played this year and the teams that they're going to play next year, they're going to have a role for me. With my versatility, whether it's inside or outside, I think I will be able to apply it to their defense.
You mentioned it earlier, the Oregon State game. Pick six in that game. Can you talk me through what you saw? Because in the boys were doing a bit of banjo, man match.
Right.
I saw the signal, so
Right. So in that game, they actually showed something prior to that game, 2 games before, where they went pro split or tighter split alignment by the receiver, and he had a corner route. That route was followed by another route or whatever, and so as soon as we saw it on film, we knew that they'd try to hide it some way somehow. And so when it got to our game, they tried to do it out of a different formation. They did it out of the tandem, but they started in one formation. He motioned down, and then he went to that same tandem. And so I said, all right, so we call it Halo. We go, tandem coverage, and basically I know that I've got the out, and so I made it look like I was backing up for the quarterback, and really in my mind I'm saying I'm taking this ball away from you, man, and I ended up taking it all away. Awesome. Yeah, my dad was super big on that, and everything that we do as a family, we try to set up every single next step, every single next process, every single next phase by just writing down what we want to accomplish. And it's been a habit that I formed since early high school, as early as I can remember. And now it's just something that I do, whether it's spring ball, fall camp, season, the 40-yard dash. I'm writing down every single goal. I'm sorry, what'd you say? I think it's something visual. I'm a visual learner, so being able to see everything every single day. I'm big on also putting things on my whiteboard. I have a whiteboard at every place I've ever stayed in Utah. Putting things on a whiteboard so that every morning I'm looking at that. So if my actions ain't lining up that day with my goals, then I know I gotta adjust.
You've been really good in coverage, but do you feel like integrating physicality in the run game has been down here to make some big tackles?
Yeah, most definitely. I think that's an area that a lot of DBs can grow in, and I think that's an area that I want to continue to grow in as well.
Have you met with the San Francisco 49ers to start with?
Not formally, informally. Yep.
Thanks, Clark.
Thank you.